Alright guys, welcome back to some Planet Zoo. As you can see, we're starting the East Asian Plaza today. And let me just say, I did not get as much progress in as I wanted to. Um, the pathing in this game is just annoying and made me mad, so I stopped halfway through what I was trying to do for the day. But it's fine. So as you can see, we're kind of just putting down our base, filling in the pathway the best we can, and yeah, just filling it all in, making sure we leave enough room in the middle for whatever animal we put there, which I did decide to put the red deer in, and we do that enclosure in this episode as well. I really did not know what to put in the middle here, and yeah, I just did not know. And the red deer look pretty good in the middle. I like the way the enclosure looks. It's a very, very basic enclosure. Like, there's nothing special about this enclosure at all. But it is what it is. I was angry. I was so mad because pathing in this game is just so weird. It doesn't do what I want it to do, like, ever. So, but as you can see, we have our base, which I do expand like twice. But we got our base, we got our entrance and exit right here, just so got two ways to go in, and then we have this little side one, which I think looks pretty good. Also, this went up by like 3 or 4% while I was building this, so we might do the East Asian Plaza, and that might be it for Planet Zoo for a little bit. Well, we'll see what happens. Like I said, I want it to get to like 90, 95%, and then I want to stop. That way the animals can still breed and stuff. So we'll see what happens. And then, like I said, after that, I want to do a break for a little bit, for a month or two, and then come back and build some kind of either real life zoo or just a themed zoo or something along those lines. Because I think it would be cool to do like a smaller size of zoo and have it be more focused on certain types of animals and put some more detail into the zoo itself. It's a lot more time consuming that way, but I think we could build something pretty cool like that. Like the next zoo, I definitely want to try to make my own entrance. So, we'll just see what happens. We got a little bit of time. We got quite a bit of time to think about it, because like I said, I will probably take a month or two break from the game. Just so I don't get burnt out and not want to play it anymore. Because even right now, sometimes it's hard to film certain videos just because I don't know what to do. Like the primates videos, those I kind of dreaded going from each video because it was kind of me doing the same thing with each enclosure. So, it sucks too. I didn't know there was a limit. I really wanted to do each species on this one zoo, but it's alright. But I have some ideas on what I want to do for the other zoo. I think it would be cool to do like an African savanna one. So it'd primarily be focused on African animals. And I kind of want to build it up as like a reserve. So I think that could be a pretty cool idea. And I hope I can just do that in this franchise mode. Because then we got a decent amount of cash right off the jump to start with. And I think we could do something really cool. So that's probably what we're going to do next, to be honest. Is a savanna style of zoo, just like a reserve style. I think that could be really cool. It wouldn't be huge. I mean, we could easily make it huge, but it'd give me some creative stuff to do. Because the next zoo as well, I don't want to have it flat like this one. I want to have a lot of terrain variation and things like that. I want parts of it to go up to a hill, parts of it to go down. You know, I think it'd be really cool if we change the terrain of the zoo and not let it just stay flat. I think it could work pretty well. But yeah, so as you've been saying, I just did thick glass around the barrier and then added a little pond in. and then I'm just checking up on the zoo while they're getting over there. Now that they're over here, we can go ahead and paint the terrain. So I add just some soil around the water like I usually do. And then I got rid of majority of the long grass because they don't want it. They don't like it. So I left a little bit, but I got rid of quite a bit of it. And then just add their enrichment, their food trough, a couple different like grazing style things, balls, herb scent makers, all that kind of stuff. Rubber ducky, of course. But yeah, again, it's a very simple enclosure. There's nothing crazy about it. But it looks good, and it'll at least have people. This enclosure also just looks better than the Fennec Fox one. I like the fact that the Fennec Fox one is a walkthrough enclosure, but I think this one looks a lot better just because the walls line up perfectly with the sidewalks. So I think it just looks a lot better. And then I just threw in a pre-made East Asian a hard shelter, and I think it looks pretty good. It's really tall, but I still think it looks alright, so leave it how it is. They do need another female in here, and I think there's enough room for another female, so we might eventually add another female, because the male cannot breed. If you saw that at the beginning, he can he cannot breed. His fertility is at 0. These guys are very expensive for how terrible their stats are. They're very expensive. But of course, gotta add a cherry blossom. It looks fucking awesome. But yeah, it's a very simple enclosure. Like I said, that's about it for the enclosure right here. That's it. It's very simple, but looks pretty good. Yeah. So what else? So I talked about this last episode a little bit. This plaza is gonna have some exhibit animals just because I have been somewhat ignoring them since we did that reptile house the first time. So now, our zoo center. Sorry, that's what it was called, zoo center. So I did want to add some exhibit animals here, which I forgot that like you need more than just a block around to be able to put the exhibit animals in. So it's the way pathing works is just not great. So the rest of this video is me fucking with pathing. The rest of the video. I just couldn't do anything I wanted to. I could do nothing the way I wanted to do it. And I kept extending the plaza, which in the end did work out. I think the way I extended the plaza makes it so it's just enough space. But so on this side, I was initially going to do this. And then I was like, oh, that's kind of crowded. The pathing isn't looking good. So I was like, I'm not going to do that. Just because it's not enough space right there. So initially I was going to do, you'll see right here, I'm pretty sure I place it down. And then I'm like, okay, I'll just extend the path another way. But I can't fill anything in without having all those gaps right here. So I'm like, that's not going to work. I tried to redraw all of it, not working. Doesn't look good, not working, nothing's connecting. I'm like, fuck, this whole thing's a mess. I'm just like, okay, nothing's connecting. Okay, can't go that way. And then I'm like, alright, let's extend it. And then I'll just draw a path in. You know, that I'm still trying to get everything. I'm like, okay, I got it lined up perfectly right here. Looks great, perfectly lined up. Look at that. Wow, lines are great, right? And I'm like, okay, I can't do it there. That's fine. I'll just do some lines there. Well, actually, I try to move it to make it fit a little better. Which I kind of get, but I couldn't get both of them to stay connected on both sides. So like, shit. So I put it back, and then I'm like, okay, I'll just draw the path to it. Or did I try to move it again? I tried to move it again. I really wanted this to work, but then I'm like, oh, it's not connecting on this side now. And then I'm like, okay, maybe I got all 4 of them connected. I'm like, okay. But then I'm like, whatever. Delete it. And then I try to put in the 2 just right at the edge, which this is ultimately what we ended up doing on this side. The other side we do stick with a 4 way exhibit, but so I'm like, okay, we'll do that. I'm fine with those gaps right there because I could just make a really nice little bit of landscaping, add some bushes, trees, things like that, and make it look pretty good. But then I go over here and I do it, and I can't get it to do it on all sides. And then I'm like, okay, I also have to make sure that it looks similar to that one so that there's some sort of symmetry with them. But I can't get that gap the same as over there. But I'm like, okay, that's fine. I'll just put some planters on this one and it'll look good still. But I can't get the sides to connect. So I'm like, okay, fuck this. Delete it again, which is annoying. But I delete it again. I'm like, okay, let's connect that. And then I try to fix the path over here. Can't do that because, you know, it just keeps not connecting. And then I'm like, oh, it's never going to connect right here because I just drew that new path in. And that was the case. And then I'm like, okay, let's try this again so that there's not such a big gap. I'm like, okay, I like this. This looks good. So then I'm like, okay, let's just draw a path this way, going like that. It goes out a little bit, and the corner's no longer curved. But, oh wait, the corner is curved. I forgot what I did. But I'm like, okay, that's fine. I can put a planter right there. Just cover that a little bit. Cool, that one's done. It took so long. It was such a long process. Because as you guys know, you're seeing this sped up. This is probably about 30 minutes or so, something like that, with me just messing with these exhibits, trying to make them fit. So, ultimately, that's what we're left with over there. And then right there, that's just me fucking with it because it was goofy. And then right here, I'm just redrawing this. Sorry about that. But yeah, so over here, I'm just redrawing because I was going to initially do kind of what I did over there. And then I looked at where the path was and stuff, and I decided against it, so I ended up going back to this 4-way one over here. Which, the gaps and stuff are a little fucked up on this one, but I'm hoping I can cover it up pretty good with the with some bushes and stuff, and some planters. So we'll see what happens there. But I'm like, alright, let's just extend this. It's going to look a little weird. It's going to have some weird gaps. But ultimately, I did make it look somewhat reasonable. So as you can see there's a couple of gaps, but I'm just hoping I can fix it with some landscaping, because I left it like that, so hopefully I can. But I think I should be able to fill in the gaps pretty well with some landscaping. I do a little bit here. You'll see I've put a tree right here where this little thing is. I was initially going to do something like that, but then I was like, Japanese maple. And then I put that there. Just a little one. I think it looks pretty good right there. So, that's basically everything we did. I was going to do more, but then I was like, I already got a headache. Let's stop for today. And then we can work on it some more, because I do kind of want to drag this out for quite a few episodes. Not a lot, but a few. Because this is probably the last thing we're going to do on this zoo. So, I'm trying to drag it out a little bit. But let's go ahead and take a closer look, and then I'll talk about what we're going to do next episode. Alright, and now we are here, as you can see. It's weird too, it keeps like resetting, so every time I open the game it drops back down to 80% the complexity. So we'll see what happens. Maybe we can get away with a lot more than we can, but I really do think this and the pandas are going to be the last stuff we can do on this zoo. So we'll see what happens. But this is what we're left with. Again, it's a very simple enclosure, but it does look good. You can see them from basically the whole way around, which works really well for the guests. And it's a nice little animal, you know. And then, as you can see, we have our 2 exhibits over here, which I can cover this all up pretty good. Oh shit! Oh no! Do you guys see what I see? It's not connected right here. Ah, fuck. This is either going to be really bad, or it's not going to matter. Oh my god, why does it delete so much? Jesus Christ. Why does it delete so much? Okay, we're gonna... I can't even get it to connect. Do something like that, and then go here and square off the edges. I might have made it worse. I might have just made it so much worse. And then... Fuck. Just do that. Cover all of that up with planners and shit. I can't do that many planners though. Not right there, that would look goofy as fuck. I guess I could leave that box open. Can I do the same thing on this side? If I just delete... What the fuck? Oh my god, dude. Oh shit. Like that, and just leave that box open. I can do that. I can work with that. That's a lot better. Okay. Well, we'll see how that turns out. But yeah, so that's what we're left with the exhibits. Hopefully I can make it look good. We'll see what happens. And then we're gonna kind of do the same thing. Right here is gonna be like our little strip of shit. We're gonna have some business stuff behind it, like staff rooms and stuff. And then we'll have our restaurant. I think we're gonna do the restaurant right here in this corner. And then I think we're gonna do the pandas right here. Or actually right here, so it's off the main path and everything. I think that's what we're gonna do. We're gonna try to fill this in as much as we can with plants and enclosures. So we'll see what happens. It's going up without me even doing anything. So, but yeah, I think the enclosure or the plaza is gonna be the last thing we do on this save. So let's talk a little bit about that. So next episode, we'll just continue what we're doing. We'll probably do the shops, or not the shops, but the food and drink and all that right here. And then we'll probably do tables and stuff in that same episode. And then maybe start the restaurant. I'm not sure yet. I don't think we're gonna have a gift shop for this plaza. I don't think we're gonna do that. And then we got to figure out bathrooms, but I'm thinking one right here and then like one right here. So we'll see what happens. But let's talk a little bit real quick about what we're gonna do after this reaches about 90 to 95% complexity. So, like I was saying earlier in the episode, we are gonna be taking. It'll probably, in all reality, be a 2-month break from Planet Zoo. Just so I could get some of the longer series I've been waiting to do done for other games. Because I've been wanting to play like Red Dead and The Witcher 3. And I've been putting those off just because ESO and Planet Zoo takes up most of my week in terms of filming. So, with Planet Zoo being done, I'll be able to film probably RDR is what I'm thinking. But I'm not sure just yet because I have been itching to play The Witcher, so I'm not sure just yet. If you guys want to leave a comment down below which one, that'll help me decide. But right now I'm thinking RDR2. So, but yeah, once we get probably just once whenever I'm done with RDR2, which should be like a month and a half or something, because I think it's like a 50-hour long game, so episode a day or so, put me right around a month and a half. But yeah, so I'm thinking film that, come back to Planet Zoo, and start building a little zoo. And then I think we're gonna take breaks more often from Planet Zoo. So I think what I want to do is take that break, come back, and do like like I was saying, like a African preserve. Reserve? It's a reserve, right? An African reserve. Um, and just kind of do a little zoo, a more focused zoo, and not necessarily get the complexity all the way up to what we have now, and not really have it guest oriented, but have it be more of you can come see the animals, but there's not going to be all these big plazas and things like that, you know? It'll be a more simple zoo, but I also want to be more complex in terms of terrain and things like that. So we'll see what happens. But that's currently my next idea is an African savanna reserve style of thing. So we'll see what happens. But yeah. So next episode we'll complete. Well, not complete, but we'll keep going with the plaza here. So I hope you guys enjoyed. If you did, please don't forget to like and subscribe. Comment down below what you guys want to see on the channel in the future. And I'll see you guys very soon in the next one. Stay safe out there, and peace out, guys.